that was another cold run up the coast. I don't know what the air temperature is today, but I know it was only 6 degrees yesterday. A little bit warmer today, but not much. It was a very, very cold trip. So plan today, well, go along the face of the mangroves here. Obviously I'll have to stay in pretty close because there's a fair breeze there. So not sure what the water temperature is at the moment, but I know it's going to be cool because we've had probably about 6 or 7 days of strong winds and very, very cold air temperature. So I'll have a look round and see what we can find. Hopefully there's a lazy old barra lying here somewhere. Be able to get a bit of footage for you. And yeah. Alright then, I better get to work. Come on in. I've got a little thready. He's alright. Oh, very dirty water today. Very cold, very dirty, very windy. Not the best conditions, but anyway. Oh, I got dinner, that's the main thing. Damn. Don't swear. Oh, Jesus Christ. We can go. Oh, it's ready. I broke me bloody rod. Well, that just changed over back to me normal one. First cast, and bang. I was throwing that this morning. Yeah, throwing that to scare him. Changed over back to my normal one. Bang, first cast. You birdie, dinner. Nice thready this morning. Just on the 900 mark on the Z-Man. Like the water's 14 degrees here, blowing about, it'll be good 12-14 knots. They're all schooled up out here. It was good fight too, it was. Sitting on the bottom. It's taking a while, I tell you. Taking a while. What's the 697, just off 700 he is. Here, the water it's cold, very cold up here. But like there's fish here everywhere, but there's big threadies, but so hard to get. I got one about half an hour ago, but yeah, there's really, really big ones over the metre, but as soon as soft plastic hits the water, they're gone. It's just on the turn of the tide, about half an hour past, so that's my first hit for about 45 minutes, half an hour, so hopefully get a couple more. good thing go. Oh, he dragged a little bit loose, but oh, see, nice size thread fin here. He's running towards the boat, under the boat. Nice size. I thought I didn't hook him, my drag was that little bit loose. Oh. Nice fish. Bloody nice fish. Oh, they've just that tail tie that just started biting. Here's a solid fish, that one. Look at that. Does it every time. See, man, you're a legend, I tell you. Give him a measure. Just off the markets. 94 thready. Z-man again. Beautiful. Yeah, definitely, as I said before, plenty of fish up here. Doesn't matter if it's winter or summer, you still get them. Laugh. Ah! Dropped him. Beautiful. He was just sitting there. It was a nice little barra, that. They're running towards the front of the boat today. Ah! Bummer. Another one down. Oh, barra. Fat little barra. Oh mate, keep still, get here. How long is he? About 500 I suppose. $500. Well, keep still, mate. Yeah, one of my followers, they've asked me to explain or show how I use my side scan to find barra and what's the best tides and that to catch a barra. I used to side scan all the time here in Karumba and that, but now I know where I should be on what tide and what point, what little cove and all that. I don't really use side scan anymore unless I'm out on the markers in deep water. I'll go past and I'll side scan them. I only go out 25 metres each side, and all you do, you look for the little grains of rice, then you'll see the shadows. So far, if the shadows are really close together, you know the fish are right down the bottom. If they're up high, you know they're right up in the water column. But The best way to learn how to use a sounder, my son's done it, is go on Ryan Moody. I don't think it's that dear, it's, I don't know, $20 or $40 or something. He explains how to use your sounder and what you should be looking for, your arches and all that. And I had a bit of a look at it one time there, and it's really good, especially in deep water and that. But I do fish a lot in shallow water, so I'll go to my spot or spots, side scan if it's deep. If it's not deep in the shallows, well, I won't side scan anymore. I used to. Again, it was just 25 metres out, just trying to look for that little bits of, I look like white grains of rice, then a shadow behind them. But what I normally do now is, I've got my spots, so I shoot up. So in the big tides, I fish along the flats, because in the small tides you can't get up along the flats. A lot of places like that along the east coast and in the Gulf. The best time to fish for them is get in there as early as possible, so you'll get the last of that run out. Normally just before high and just after high tide, it will go quiet. I normally will pick one fish up in that period of time. But once that tide turns and all the fish and all the bait start heading out of the mangroves back out in the open flats, that's when you get your fish. I see a lot of blokes trawling. They'll come up, trawl like 2 hours before high, 2 hours after, might pick one up, they're gone. I stay until it's about sometimes 500, 600 mil of water, and I'm still catching fish there. So in your big tides, you fish along the flats, shallow areas. Never ever fish in run. Like, I can go up the main channel, and because there's not a lot of places you can get out of the run in the main channel system here, I don't really go up there in a high tide. It's normally on the neat tides when there's say 800 to practically 50 mil of difference between your high and low, because you can fish up there all day. I've never done that good, as I said, right on the turn of the tide, of your high tide along your flats. It's more when the fish and the bait are actually coming out. So that's a good place for your high tides and your run out tides along your flats. So if I go out to the markers, which is deep water, which is say from 4 metres to 8-9 metres, again on your neat tides, it's normally, again, around that turn of your tide, you really don't get much. Once you get that tiny little bit of run, it all depends how big your tide is. It could be an hour after high tide, it could be 3 hours after high tide. It all depends how much drop you got. You don't need much, you just need that little bit of run, and that's when I seem to get most of my fish out there, when there's just that little bit of movement. Same with the deep holes up the main river system. I'll fish 2 metres, it'll drop down to 4, then slowly goes down to 9 or 10 metres. I've pulled barra out, they're sitting on the bottom at 10 metres, but there is no run. So the biggest thing you have to remember, you do not fish in strong current if you want to chase good sized barra. I've caught little ones in strong current in the territory and that, but big barra are lazy, very lazy fish. You have to get the lure or your soft plastic, or even your live bait right in their face, because they're not like a mackerel. They won't travel 5-6 metres when they hear or see something. But you got to remember, up here the water is very dirty, especially in the shallow, so you got to get it within a foot from their face. Low tides around your snags. I won't fish snags on a high tide because there's too much water. Bottom of your tide is the best. Each side of your tide. The beginning of that run in is probably the best. as soon as it turns, you'll see a lot more bait and threadies and all that will come in. A lot of time your small barra will stay on your snags all the time, but you will get your big ones come in as soon as that tide turns. And that, once that run picks up and you get too much water over your snag, it's too hard. And the big barra mainly just keep going. They'll keep going up the river until the tide turns again and they'll head back out. So there's big tides, the flats, small tides and neat tides. You fish your deep holes in your rivers or bridges, pylons, anything like that where there's not much run. Then on your low tides, you fish your snags. Each side of your low tide is your best, especially that when it first starts running back in. So hope that helps. Again, side scanning, it all depends if you're out the open. If you go past, if you're up the small rivers and creeks and all that, when you're going up there, obviously, some of them here are only 20 metres wide, so I'll just go 10 metres each side, go in the middle there, and you'll go past your snags. And obviously one side will be snags a lot of times, the other side's just mud. You just look for those bits of look like white grains of rice, then you'll see a shadow behind them, and if you get a couple, well, you can pull up. In the deep water, I do the same, but I'll have my screen split, so I'll have down as well. So once I go to the top of them, I'll pull up straight away, drop the jig straight down the bottom. And normally you can get, 2 casts down or 2 drops down before they're gone too far. And that's all I did last year, and I caught heaps of barra that way. Just finding them, stopping, dropping off the back of the boat, jig, jig, bang. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm probably not the best to ask. There is a lot better fishermen out there than me, but it's sort of, you got to put it into practice, and I think every area is different. Some places, I know over the east coast, it's shallow all the time there, so you practically have to fish on your big tides anywhere. But it all depends where you live. But the main thing is stay out of the run and try to fish your flats more than anything, is I find more barra and more barra schooled up there, and a lot easier to catch on the flats than in snags or in deep holes in the river and that. So I hope that helps. Cheers everyone.